Okay, Hare Krishna. Welcome everyone for our Saturday afternoon Bhakti Diksha program. Hare Krishna. So we'll start with Kirtan and then we'll continue with our discussion. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shrivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Everybody. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama Hare
Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Jaya Radha Kunja Bihari Radha Kunja Bihari Radhe Jaya Radha Kunja Bihari Radha Jaya Radha Gopi Jana Vallabha Radha Gopi Jana Vallabha Radhe Jaya Radha Shyam Sundar Radha Shyam Sundar Radhe जय राधा मदन मोहन राधा मदन मोहन राधे जय राधा गोविंद राधा गोविंद राधे जय राधा गोपीनाथ राधा गोपीनाथ राधे जय निताय गौर सुंदर जय निताय गौर सुंदर जय निताय गौर सुंदर जय निताय गौर सुंदर जय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल Somebody's at the door.
The door on.
Somebody's at the door. Okay, Hare Krishna. हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। श्रील गुरुदेव की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घायते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणे परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरम्। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे नमो महाविदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरक्षे नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छः कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Okay, once again, welcome everyone. So thanks to Raju Prabhu and Soumya Mataji for hosting today's program. So we have been discussing on nectar of devotion, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. The material enjoyment of this world is just like a drop of water. And compared to that, the happiness experienced in devotional service, in bhakti, that is like an ocean. Okay, first of all, that is amrit, nectar. The happiness of this world, in the beginning, it may appear as nectar, but in the end, it is poison. But the happiness experienced in bhakti, that is first of all nectar, and it's not a drop, it's like an ocean. So that's from where the name comes, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. And how do we get bhakti? It's not that by our previous punyas, that we have done some good activity, some good deed in the past. That's how we came in the process of bhakti. Bhakti does not come because of some previous punya. Bhakti comes by the mercy of devotees. Okay, when the devotees give us their mercy, then Lord Krishna also gives his mercy. So we have done maybe something to serve the devotees unknowingly, okay, previously, either in this life or in the previous lives. That's how we got this opportunity to come in the process of bhakti. Okay, it's not that, oh, we are born in a Hindu family, we have been doing some rituals, and that's how now we have come in the process of bhakti. No, all those things cannot give birth to bhakti. Somebody may be doing all their ritualistic karmaganda activities life after life, but they cannot come to the process of bhakti. How we get bhakti is because we have done some sukriti, agyat sukriti. Unknowingly, we have done something to serve the devotee, okay, who is serving the Lord. We have done something to help them. And they have prayed for us. And that's how we have got this opportunity to come in the process of bhakti. And bhakti does not depend on our birth, our nation, our caste, our creed. Anybody can come in the process of bhakti. It doesn't matter it's a South African, American, European, or Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. It could be anybody. It does not depend on the birth. It does not depend on the caste and creed or the nation. All it requires is our patrata, and that patrata is, that eligibility is, that we have done something, we have some attraction for the Lord, and that attraction also came by the mercy of the devotee. And we have also discussed bhakti is in three categories: Vaidhi sadhana bhakti, doing devotion service by following the rules and regulations. Okay, so we do not have much attraction to the Lord yet. We do not have much attraction to the process of bhakti, but we are following as obligation the rules and regulation given in the scripture, rule and regulation which is told by the devotee. So we follow that practice. Okay, so that is called Vaidhi sadhana bhakti, vidhi purvak doing your activities. And then another bhakti is Raganuga bhakti. When you have some anurag, you have now developed some taste. And then higher than that is Ragatmika bhakti, okay, which is spontaneous. Okay, and it's not that you have been told to do certain thing, but you have so much love for the Lord, and spontaneously your attraction is flowing towards the Lord, and you're willing to do certain activity for the Lord. Ragatmika bhakti. Okay, that is spontaneous. But we are not at a level of spontaneous that we have such attraction for the Lord. Sometimes people take this spontaneous bhakti as very cheap. Okay, those are called sahajiyas. They make bhakti process very sahaj, cheap. It's not that they have so much bhava for the Lord, but it is just showing some sentiment, okay, some external sentiment. So we have to start by following certain rules and regulation, by starting the process of sadhana bhakti. So there are certain things to be done, certain things which are not to be done. Okay, some things which are to be given up, something which are to be taken up to progress in bhakti. And bhakti is so pure that bhakti can drive away all the previous contamination in our heart. Bhakti can remove all the previous sinful tendencies from the heart. It's not that somebody has to become purified first to start the process of bhakti. Sometimes people say, right, प्रभु जी मैं तो बहुत गिरा हुआ हूँ, मैं तो बहुत ही पतित हूँ, हम लोग मंदिर में आके क्या करेंगे प्रभु जी, मैं तो बहुत ही. So sometimes people say that, right? We are very fallen प्रभु जी. जब भगवान की इच्छा होगी, कभी भगवान बुलाएंगे तब मंदिर आएंगे, then we will come to temple. Actually, for bhakti, it does not require any other external purification, because bhakti, process of bhakti itself is so potent that it will give that purification. In the process of karma, in the process of jnana, in the process of dhyana, somebody have to do some external purification. They have to do some prayaschitta if they have done something wrong. But in the process of bhakti, even if somebody makes a mistake, if somebody has done something wrong, it's not that you have to do some external prayaschitta. Yes, you should have that feeling of guilt, but there is no other external prayaschitta needed. All you have to do is again engage in the process of bhakti. So that is how powerful bhakti is. It can remove all contamination from the heart. When one sincerely follow the process of bhakti, follow the rules and regulation given in the scripture. So today we are going to start discussion on the 64 limbs of bhakti. कि भक्ति कैसे की जाती है? How to do bhakti? So there are 64 different activities, different limbs of bhakti defined. Bhakti के 64 अंग. And who is writing this? Shri Rupa Goswami. So Rupa Goswami is one of the 6 Goswamis as the direct followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is none other than Krishna himself. And Rupa Goswami was instructed in this Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed Rupa Goswami in Nectar of Devotion. And then Rupa Goswami is composing those teachings. So the teachings which came from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then essence of all the Puranas. Okay, so he is taking that and summarizing in the form of Nectar of Devotion. And Rupa Goswami says, Sanatan Goswami has composed another literature which is Hari Bhakti Vilas. Okay, which is written by Sanatan Goswami. What is Hari Bhakti Vilas? हरि के प्रति भक्ति का विलास कैसे हो. Okay, so हरि के प्रति हमारी भक्ति कैसे बढ़े, उसमें हमारी रुचि कैसे आए. So that is Hari Bhakti Vilas. So Sanatan Goswami has taken the essence of all the Puranas and composed in the form of Hari Bhakti Vilas, where he is giving the basics also and the details also. Okay, how to follow the regulative principles. And Rupa Goswami is now taking the principles which are given in Hari Bhakti Vilas and the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then presenting as a more simplified way in the form of Nectar of Devotion. Okay, so without going into too much details, Rupa Goswami is presenting the principles. So one thing is principle, another thing is detail. Okay, one principle means you should do this. Detail is how you should do this. Okay. So Sanatan Rupa Goswami is presenting all the essence of Vedic literature in the form of Puranas and the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, giving us the guideline how to progress in bhakti. Okay. So here Rupa Goswami is now going to speak about 64 limbs of bhakti. Bhakti ke 64 ang. So like we have certain limbs of the body, right? You have 2 hands, 2 legs, face, nose, mouth, ears. So if you have one limb missing, there's something missing in the body. Okay, you are considered as a handicap. The same way in bhakti, there are 64 ang, 64 limbs of bhakti, and we should try to practice those limbs of bhakti, follow those principles. So, ready to listen to those 64 principles of bhakti? So in the 6th chapter of Nectar of Devotion, Rupa Goswami presents all 64 limbs just as definitions. Okay, what are these 64 principles? And then in the following chapter, he goes in little more detail. So we are going to maybe take few of those every time and try to discuss those. So what do you think? What is the first principle of bhakti? Association. Surrendering. Surrendering to whom? To Almighty. Surrendering to Krishna. Okay. So let's see what Rupa Goswami says. What is the first limb of bhakti? Okay. Yes, it is surrender, but surrender to whom? So here Rupa Goswami starts with the first limb of devotional service. First limb of bhakti is taking shelter of a bona fide spiritual master. Okay, we think surrender to Krishna, surrender to Almighty. Before we come to the surrender to Krishna, we need to surrender to the representative of Krishna. Okay, so the first limb of bhakti is taking shelter of the bona fide spiritual master. Now, who is a bona fide spiritual master? Who is a bona fide guru? There are millions of guru roaming around in the world. Who is a bona fide guru?
Who follows the Shastras and also footsteps of previous authors.
Okay, very good. So the bona fide guru is somebody who comes in a disciplic succession, okay, who comes in a parampara. ऐसा नहीं है कि किसी ने उठ के बोला कि हाँ जी आज से मैं गुरु हूँ, मेरा मन कर रहा है गुरु बनने का, तो मैं आज से गुरु बन जाता हूँ. So I will become the spiritual master. So bona fide guru means he has to come in a disciplic succession. For example, you go to school. So in the school there is a teacher. So what is the qualification of that teacher? From where did he learn? He had some other teacher, right? From where he learned. And who is their authority? Because they learned from somebody. So same way in the spiritual matter, the guru has to come in a parampara. So my guru has to have his guru, that guru has to have his guru, and ultimately it connects to Krishna. Okay, so that is the disciplic succession. So the bona fide guru means he comes in a disciplic succession. So there are 4 disciplic successions. Anybody knows what are the 4 bona fide sampradayas, paramparas?
Sri Sampradaya.
Okay, Sri Sampradaya. That is Lakshmi Sampradaya, Sri Sampradaya. Rudra Sampradaya, Kumara Sampradaya, and Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. So these are the 4 disciplic successions, and all these are coming from the Supreme Lord. Okay, and there have been some powerful acharyas in the last 1000 years who are representing that parampara. So Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya means Madhvacharya, right, who came in the Sampradaya of Brahmaji, and in that line Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. So that's it became Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. Then there is Rudra Sampradaya, which comes from Lord Shiva. And in Lord Shiva Sampradaya, who is coming? Shankaracharya came. Yes, Shankaracharya is Lord Shiva himself. He came for a different purpose, but Shankaracharya does not come in Rudra Sampradaya. But that is a completely different philosophy. So who is the Acharya within Rudra Sampradaya? Lord Shiva, it started from Lord Shiva, but in the recent time, like we say Madhvacharya for Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. So for Rudra Sampradaya, who is that? I think Nimbarkacharya. Nimbarkacharya is Kumar Sampradaya. So it is Vishnu Swami. So there is Rudra Sampradaya and Shri Sampradaya. Shri Sampradaya is Ramanacharya. Okay, and then Kumara Sampradaya, Nimbarkacharya. So like that, there are 4 sampradayas, bona fide sampradayas, that one has to accept a guru who comes in a sampradaya. And it is not just coming in sampradaya. That guru should be teaching the message of the sampradaya. It's not that, okay, now I have connected with the sampradaya, so I am bona fide, but I will speak anything. I will speak my own philosophy. So yes, first thing is one has to come in the disciplic succession, but then one has to give the message of that parampara also. Not that by his own concoction he has started, or he is taking knowledge from here and there, different philosophies, and he is preaching the message of something else. कि आजकल ऐसा ही होता है, right? People think, oh, I am in Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya, but they are listening something from here, something from there, and hodgepodge presenting. Okay? Listening to Jaggi Vasudev or listening to this or Osho or something and mixing up everything and speaking some concocted philosophy. So one has to come in Sampradaya and he has to present the message of Sampradaya. Okay, it's just like you have a water tank, right? घर की छत पे होता है ना टंकी पानी की. So from that the pipe is coming and at the bottom there is a null, there is a tap. So that tap is supposed to give the water from that water tank. But by the time the water comes to the tap, you have added an external source of some other thing. So now the water is getting mixed up from the original water source plus something else which is getting added. So this is how something happens. Sometimes we are taking knowledge from one sampradaya, one philosophy, we are learning something, but then we have so many other sources. We are trying to listen here, listen there, add their philosophy and getting confused and presenting some confused philosophy. So the first principle is one have to take shelter of a bona fide spiritual master. And bona fide spiritual master is somebody comes in parampara, he gives the message of parampara, he follows the Vedic scriptures and he practices the Vedic scripture and he understands the essence of the Vedic literature. Okay, and understanding the essence of Vedic scripture means he has completely he's convinced about the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay, so first principle is taking shelter of a bona fide spiritual master. That is the first limb of bhakti, not 64th limb of bhakti. Okay, sometimes we start in bhakti and we think, taking shelter of guru, बाद में देखेंगे 5-7 साल अभी तो we are still new and we are doing something here and there. We are just trying certain things. So we'll think about that later. But our bhakti starts after that, after taking shelter of guru. So that is first. Now what is second? Second is taking initiation from the spiritual master, diksha. Taking shelter is one thing, but then accepting diksha from the guru, that is different. So in our heart, you accepted somebody that yes, I want to take shelter of this guru. And then we prepare ourselves. So we start practicing bhakti, and then you want to prepare yourself to the point when you want to accept diksha. Because without diksha, the human form of life is waste. The scriptures say that if somebody has taken human form of life, but they have not accepted diksha from a bona fide spiritual master, they do not get the benefit of human form of life. Even somebody is born in the family of a Brahmana, okay, they cannot claim that, oh, I have taken birth in a Brahmana, so by default I'm a Brahmana and I can do any yajna, any other rituals and everything. No, even in the family of a Brahmana, if somebody is born, they have to accept Brahman Diksha, Yagyopavit, to become eligible to perform Yagya. So accepting Diksha is very important. But then somebody say, okay, chanting the holy name is so powerful that by chanting the holy name, one can become purified. Is it not possible to go back to Godhead, go back to the Supreme Lord, go back to Vaikuntha Dham, Goloka Dham, without taking Diksha if somebody has taken full shelter of the holy name? Yes, it is possible. It is possible that if somebody has taken sincere shelter of the holy name, that one become eligible to go back to Godhead. But the point is, who gives us that strength? Who gives us that conviction to take to the holy name? Yes, holy name is so powerful that even a Chandala, by chanting the holy name, can become purified. But what is the chance of a Chandala to accept the holy name without the direction, without the mercy of a spiritual master? And even though we may be chanting the holy name without accepting the shelter of Guru, without taking diksha from a Guru, but our chanting is not as much powerful, as much sincere. Just like, there are toy guns, right? And there is a real gun. Even in the toy gun, what are called these guns where they Nerf guns, right? So in the Nerf gun, if you don't put those bullets, still you can do tuck tuck. It does make the sound, right? So it can make the sound without the bullets also, but if you put the bullet, then it will have a different sound. Same way, we can chant the holy name. We are doing Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. We are making the sound, but our chanting of the holy name is not as effective as it is after taking shelter of a guru. So that's why all the scriptures are strengthening, all the scriptures are mentioning this point again and again. They're stressing upon this point that one should accept initiation from a spiritual master. And the next point in the 64 limbs, the third point is, after now you have accepted the shelter, you have taken diksha, the third point is now obey the orders of the spiritual master. So it's not that for formality's sake we have taken shelter of Guru, we have taken diksha. After taking diksha, you think now I'm done. I got the degree. Now I can go and do whatever I want. So not that after taking diksha you disappear and do all nonsense, whatever you want. Means now you need to follow the orders of spiritual master. Spiritual master has given you certain instructions that you should do this, you should not do this. So follow the instructions of the spiritual master. And by following the instructions of the spiritual master, then what happens? How many of you know Guru Puja song, right, which we sing? Okay, in the Guru Puja, there is a particular stanza, particular prayer which comes. Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chittete Kariyakya. Apart from that, there is something else also. Chakshu daan dilo jai, janme janme Prabhu say, Divya Gyan Hriday Prakashito. So by taking shelter of the Guru, by following the instructions of the Guru, then what happens? The transcendental knowledge is revealed in the heart. Divya Gyan Hriday Prakashito. So because the prayer is our eyes were blocked by this material ignorance, and the Guru has opened up my eyes with this transcendental knowledge. Because by following the instructions of the Guru, when we listen from Guru, when we take his guidance, that's where we start to understand now, I am not this body, I'm the spirit soul. So coming out from that ignorance, first of all. So following the instructions of the spiritual master. Now, following the instruction also, yes, there are details about that, how to follow the instruction, and because the instruction can vary from person to person, it can vary from time to time. It can vary based on the time, place, circumstance. So how to carry out those instructions, those are detailed, but the principle is one should follow the instructions of the spiritual master. Because one have to use one's intelligence also. Okay. If Guru says, jump, Guru brings you to the window and tells jump. You say, oh, Guru has given me the instruction, jump. I'm going to jump out of the window. Because Guru is also testing your intelligence. Guru is saying jump. You can stand here and jump. Did Guru say jump out of the window? So we have to follow the instructions of the spiritual master, but we have to understand what Guru wants from me. What Guru really wants me to do. So following the instructions of spiritual master, and then the fourth principle is inquiring. That is fifth one. So the fourth one is following in the footstep of great acharyas under the direction of spiritual master. Okay, so bhakti is not practiced by our own whims, what we feel like, what we think. Bhakti is to be done by following in the footstep of previous acharyas. Because it's a time proven process. Okay, it's not that somebody has just done or somebody has told you to do something, but it is a time and time again, it's a proven process. In science, it's all based on experiment and new philosophy, new and new theory, and those theories keep changing. But in spiritual life, it's not that something has just come up with his own halo around the head and he is now telling, I got the new process, I'm going to tell you the new process, so you follow this and you will get success. It is being told by the Supreme Lord that okay, this is what you follow, and it has been practiced by so many great saintly people earlier, and they are showing by their example what we should do. So just follow in the footstep of the previous acharyas. Let's say in bhakti, we say to become successful in bhakti, one need to develop humility, right? One need to become humility, namrata. So following in the footstep of previous acharyas who have shown us how to be humble, how to give up one's ego. For example, Sanatan Goswami, when was residing in Jagannath Puri, when he went to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Jagannath Puri, he resided there for some time. And Sanatan Goswami, he thought himself to be so fallen. He is exalted devotee, but he thought himself to be very fallen. Why? Because he thought, I have taken service, I have done service under the Muslim ruler. I have accepted their employment. Nawab Hussain Shah. Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, they were employed by Nawab Hussain Shah as the finance minister and the prime minister of his kingdom. They were so wealthy, but they gave up everything. They took shelter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They went to Vrindavan. So Sanatan Goswami walked all the way Vrindavan to Jagannath Puri to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And as he was residing in Jagannath Puri, he was so humble. He had such a meager attitude. He thought, I am not fit to even come in contact with any pandas of Jagannath Puri. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told him that why you take the long route to come to temple. You can come from the Bada Danda road. Okay? In Jagannath Puri, the main road that is called Bada Danda. Sanatan Goswami will not come from that road. He will come from the seashore side. Walking on the sea sand on the beach, and in the summertime, June, July, it becomes so hot. The sand becomes so hot, and Sanatan Goswami is coming from that route, walking on that, and he will have blisters in his foot. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked, why are you walking all the way from that side? You just come from the main path. And he said, I am so contaminated. I am so fallen. If I don't want to come in contact with, what if any pandas who are going in the service of Jagannath Puri, if they touch me, they will become contaminated. So that was the humility of Sanatan Goswami. So following in the footstep of previous acharyas, we should see what is going to help us progress in bhakti. Same way Haridas Thakur is nama acharya, right? He has been given the title of nama acharya, and Haridas Thakur stayed in Jagannath Puri to have association of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now Haridas Thakur, because he has taken birth in the Muslim family, but he had such conviction for the holy name, he started chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave him the title of Namacharya. And as he is also residing in Jagannath Puri, he never went to take darshan of Jagannath in the temple. Why? Because Muslims are not allowed in the temple. So considering that I have taken birth in Malicha family, I'm not eligible to go in Jagannath Puri temple. And same way, he also had that same attitude. I don't even want to come closer to the temple so that even my shadow touches the pandas of Jagannath Puri, because they will become contaminated. What will be our attitude? We think I'm such a great person, and you are treating me like this. You are telling me, oh, you cannot do this, you cannot do that. Why? Because we have not come to that stage of developing that humility. Because I'm speaking for myself. There was a small instance about my Guru Maharaj also, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj. Even though he is such an exalted devotee, he has such a high position in ISKCON. A few years back, ISKCON was nominated for Padma Shri Award. Right? That will give Padma Shri Award for all the services they have been doing for the humanity, the food for life, and transforming the lives of so many people. And Delhi Temple, not president, but the communication minister, Brajendra Nandan Prabhu. So he told Maharaj, Gopal Krishna Maharaj, that you have to come, you will be given the Padma Shri Award. Okay, you have to receive that Padma Shri Award. And Maharaj said, no, I cannot take that Padma Shri Award. How can I go and receive that Padma Shri Award? He said, this is not that they are giving to you, they are giving to ISKCON. You are just receiving it. Maharaj said, no, but I will come in the news, right? I will be the one receiving this. I will be in the pictures. And what about all other Prabhupada disciples? They have done so much for this movement. So either everybody should be invited. Why only me? Me cannot be in the photo or receiving this. There are so many devotees who have shed their blood and sweat for this movement. So Maharaj denied to receive Padma Shri Award. If you were chosen for something like that, will you do that? What will you do? If you are called on behalf of ISKCON, that okay, Prabhuji, you are in this area, you come receive. We will go running, right? We'll go and say, and then we'll post our photos everywhere. See, I have become so glorified that I have received this award. So developing that mood that we are the instrument in the hand of Guru, we are the instrument in the hands of Krishna. So following in the footstep of previous acharyas, following their example, their exemplary behavior. The next one is inquiring from the spiritual master how to advance in Krishna consciousness. Okay, so this is very important. Inquiring how to progress in Krishna consciousness. So as we said earlier, after taking Diksha doesn't mean yet, do you think my business is over now? I will go sit home and do whatever I want. But receiving instructions from the spiritual master, and it is not simply hearing classes. That, okay, I come to satsang, I hear, but asking questions, inquiring, how do I make progress? See, if I tell you something and you don't ask me any question, it means either you have not heard or you have understood everything, right? Only two things can happen. So if I tell Manoj Prabhu, can you please come here? One thing he can do is he still moves on. Maybe he did not hear, right? Or if he has heard, then he will ask, Prabhu, are you asking me? Manoj Jindal or Manoj Kansal, if there are two devotees. So one thing is either you did not hear, or if you have heard, then there has to be some question, unless if you understood it completely. So when we come in the programs, when we are hearing Krishna Katha, after that, either you have understood everything. So if you have understood everything, there has to be transformation, right? If there is not happening transformation, means you have not understood. So there has to be questions. Then you should ask questions. So neither there is transformation, nor you are asking questions. What does that mean? Blank means you are not hearing. Physically you are present, but you are not hearing. If you are hearing and you don't have questions, means you must have understood everything, and we should see the change in you, right? We should see that transformation. That, okay, I'm chanting my rounds very sincerely. Nobody has to tell me. I'm coming, attending the programs regularly. Nobody has to tell me. I am following the principles. I'm offering bhoga to the Lord. Nobody has to tell me. So either I'm practicing everything nicely, I have understood. If I have not understood, means I should ask question. So Prabhu, you have told this, but I have not understood. Can you explain to me how should I do this? Right? Is there any third thing? Apart from either you have not understood, if you have understood, there has to be transformation. If you have not understood, you should ask questions. Right? So if we are not asking questions, how many people really ask questions? And we see people coming for years and years, still we don't see much change also happening, moving at such a slow pace, like tortoise speed, maybe slower than tortoise. So what is missing there? It means we are not showing that sincerity. So the first limb, what was the first limb? Recap. What was the first limb of bhakti? Taking shelter of a guru, and second was to take diksha from guru. Somehow we think those two things are the end things. Those are the end goal. Mera goal hai wo to. It's not goal. That's the starting point. The race begins from there. Yeah, and people think, how can I take shelter? It's such a big commitment. Prabhuji, taking Diksha is such a big commitment. What if I'm not able to follow the principles later? What if I'm not able to follow my Diksha vows later? What if I'm not able to maintain my 16 round chanting later? Then what will happen? I have taken Diksha also. Then isn't it will cause me some other reaction? We think so much. When you took admission in college, 4-year degree, that is also big commitment, right? Did you think, what if Prabhuji, I'm not able to complete my 4-year degree? What if I fail? What if I do this? What if something else happens? How much did you think like that? You showed that commitment to go to college to get your degree. What about office? When you're offered a job, it's a commitment, right? You have to come to the office 9 o'clock. You have to stay there 5 o'clock. You have to meet your assignments. You have to fulfill your timeline, the deadlines. Did you ask, what if I'm not able to meet the deadlines? What if I'm not able to make these commitments? That time we assume that, yes, I'm going to do everything to make sure I fulfill those commitments. Then when you get married, isn't married life a big commitment? How much did you think about that? Oh, what if I'm not able to maintain my relationship? What if this? What if that? And then begetting children, this is big commitment. Am I ready to do that? Am I going to be able to maintain all those things? So all these things in life we do, we don't think much like this. But when it comes to spiritual life, to practice in spiritual life, to progress in spiritual life, then we start thinking, Arey Baba, this is such a big commitment. What if I'm not able to follow? It means we are thinking ourselves as the doer. We are thinking ourselves as the controller, first of all. We not even have understood the principle. Right? Because if you are sincere, if you are ready to take that step, Krishna is going to give you strength. Guru is going to give you strength. It doesn't happen on your own strength. It happens by the strength of Guru. It happens by the blessing of Guru. With instruction come the strength to follow those instructions. So one should ask questions, inquire, based on my circumstance, based on my situation. Please tell me, what should I do? How should I make progress? So keep listening now. Okay, it's going to be heavy. Not too heavy also, don't worry. So the next one, being prepared to give up anything material for the satisfaction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Being ready to give up anything. for the satisfaction of the Lord. Means there will be certain things which we have to give up, which you don't like to give up, and you have to accept some things which you don't want to accept. There are generally certain things which you're too attached to those things, right? It will be very difficult for you to give up those things. But it says, for the satisfaction of the Supreme Lord, be ready to give up. For example, for the satisfaction of the Lord, what is Lord asking us in Bhagavad Gita? Sarva dharman paritejya. Okay, give up all varieties of religion and surrender unto me. And patram pushpam palam toyam. Krishna says, offer to me. Manmana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuro. Become my devotee. Offer obeisances unto me. Remember me. And also Krishna says, yagya shishta shinasanto muchyanti sarva kilbashe. Somebody who offers the food to the Lord first and then take prasad, they are freed from all sinful reaction. But if somebody is cooking and eating for themselves without offering to the Lord, they are eating sin only. So are we able to practice those? So giving up those things which will satisfy Krishna, which will please Krishna, and add those things which will please Krishna. We have been listening these points for so many years. How many devotees are really practicing those? Do you offer everything at home? Not always. Are you offering everything at home and eating only offered food? Not yet, right? See, we have been listening, but have we started practicing? Where is the gap? It means we do not have that conviction yet, either in the words of the Lord or in the representative of the Lord. We think maybe there is some other way out. I can figure out something middle way. So accepting those things which will help us to progress in bhakti, to satisfy Krishna, and giving up certain things which will please Krishna. Giving up certain things, Krishna says in 17th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, what is the food in the mode of goodness? What is the food in mode of passion? What is the food in mode of ignorance? So one should give up the foods in the mode of passion and ignorance if you want to come in the stage of sattva guna, shuddha sattva. So one should give up the food in the mode of passion and ignorance. Right? Eating meat, drinking intoxications, any other food which is in the mode of passion and ignorance, too spicy, too pungent, pale. So one should give up those things. So that is the principle which Krishna is saying, being prepared to give up anything material for the satisfaction of the Supreme Lord. And then the seventh place is residing in a sacred place of pilgrimage like Dwarka or Vrindavan. Residing in sacred place like Vrindavan and Dwarka. Now, as I said, this is principle. Now, details are different. If somebody goes in detail, somebody may think, oh, should I then have to leave my job and go buy a house in Vrindavan, Dwarka, live there? How do I maintain my family? So what is the meaning? Principle is, yes, we should live in a holy place. The details is how to practice that, how to follow that. So it literally does not mean that everybody has to give up everything and just go and live there in Dwarka, Vrindavan, or other holy places like Jagannath Puri, Mathura, Ayodhya and all that. The principle is we need to develop consciousness of holy place. We need to develop our consciousness like that of a holy place. Make your home into that environment which represents like the holy place. Okay, make your home into a temple. There has to be a place in your home which is the place of the Lord. When somebody enters into your home, it should give the feeling as if they are in a very sacred place. Okay, and how is that possible? If you make the Lord as the proprietor of your home. Not thinking that I am the proprietor of home and I have given a place to the Lord in my home. So our mindset should be, Lord is the proprietor of this home and he has allowed me to stay in this home. He is the proprietor of this home. Keeping him in the center of the house. You go to some people's home, they have temple in the home. One corner of some closet. And they open the closet, do dhoop batti and just close this. Or in the kitchen, one drawer. Okay, they have some photos, do dhoop batti there and then just close it. Lord should be the center of the home. The best place in the home should be assigned for the Lord. He is the proprietor of the home. And wherever you see in the home, it should remind me that this home belongs to the Lord. How is that possible? When you put pictures of the Lord in every room, not just in one corner. So wherever you look, it should remind me this place is place of the Supreme Lord. Not that everywhere else we have our pictures. Whichever room you go, you have your nice picture, some picture in sherwani, some picture in coat pant, some picture, your child picture, some adult picture, some old picture. Just putting all your memories all around the house. Because if you keep looking at your own pictures, all around you're surrounded by your own pictures, then what will be your consciousness? पहले मैं ऐसा लगता था, अभी मैं ऐसा लगता हूँ. You are just absorbed in that consciousness, right? And if you are just thinking of yourself, you're looking at your own pictures, your kids' picture, your family pictures, your consciousness is completely absorbed in that. And Krishna, what does Krishna say in Bhagavad Gita? Antakale cha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajate anteh kalevaram. Whatever you remember at the time of death, that state you will attain. But if you remember me at the time of death, you will come back to me. So how is that possible? How can you remember Krishna if you're surrounded by Krishna? If you're surrounded by yourself, your other kids and kins, your other family member, you're always remembering them, what will happen? A man in the next life can become a woman in the next life can become a man, again in the next life they change places. And there are so many stories in Srimad Bhagavatam about that point. So we have to develop the consciousness of a holy place, that we are residing in a holy place. And going to temple, so our temple, those are like the holy places. Okay. Prabhupada said our temples are the windows to the Vaikuntha place. Okay. Because they, वो क्या है, वो गोलोक धाम का, वैकुंठ जगत का दर्शन करा रहे हैं, उसकी झांकी दिखा रहे हैं. So they are a window to the spiritual world. So coming to the temple regularly, if you cannot come everyday basis, at least we have been given this opportunity on a once in a week. Srila Prabhupada started this Sunday Love Feast program. Okay, with your busy schedule, we are living far away from the temple. You cannot come every day. At least come once a week. Take darshan of the Lord. Participate in Kirtan. Hear Hari Katha. Srila Prabhupada was residing in Vrindavan. And then at the age of 69, he decided to come from Vrindavan to the Western world. Prabhupada would have thought, I'm living in Vrindavan, best place, why should I leave? And when Prabhupada came in the Western world, he had to struggle so much to preach the message of Krishna. And people asked, why you have left Vrindavan? You were living in Vrindavan. What was the cause? Prabhupada said, I have brought Vrindavan from east to west. Why? Because Prabhupada was carrying Vrindavan in his heart. So if we are carrying that mood in our heart, our home can also become like spiritual place, holy place. And if we are inviting the devotees of the Lord at home, wherever the devotees go, that place becomes as a holy place. We have so many great devotees come, sannyasis come, you invite them at your home. Your home becomes purified, your home becomes as a holy place. So here the principle, it is saying that one should reside in a sacred place of pilgrimage like Dwarika, Vrindavan. So the detail is basically we need to make our consciousness like that. We have to make our heart into a holy place, our home into a holy place. And then the next point is accepting only what is necessary or dealing with the material world only as far as necessary. Now we can discuss so many things in this one point. Okay, this is principle. As principle, it says dealing with the material world only as much as necessary. Okay, or accepting as much as needed. So we should accept only those things which are going to help us progress in bhakti, not divert our consciousness into something else. If I come to you and tell you, Prabhu, this is revolver, I'm giving it as free to you. Please take it. What will you say? Very nice, Prabhu. This will be very helpful. I can do my self-protection. Now, if I offer you license also. But is it really needed for me? Right? That is the question. Okay, somebody may offer me something for free, but is it needed for me? Do I really need this? Is it going to help me in my practice of bhakti? It may actually divert me. If it helps you in your practice of bhakti, then why not? There are so many devotees in ISKCON. Actually, they have used revolvers also. They have used Donali also for the protection. Okay. In Mayapur, there was attack on temple. In our ISKCON Mayapur temple, there were attack. Dacoits were coming and they were trying to loot. And so finally, devotees, they started carrying that gun, Donali. And they have shot also. Why? In service of Krishna, to protect Krishna, because they were trying to take Radha Madhav.
They have taken one.
They had taken the small DT. They were trying to steal away the property from the temple. So the devotee had to utilize that method. So if it is needed for Krishna service, then yes. But if it is going to take me away, then I should avoid that. And sometime you may go to some office party, office trip, and it's all paid for by the office, right? Sometime your manager may say, okay, we are going to have a holiday lunch. Okay, so everybody is invited and I'm going to pay for it. So you are sitting and you are offered, everything is paid by me, so eat. Are you going to eat whatever is being offered to you because it's free? No, because I have to stick with my principle. Not that something is coming my way and I can just accept anything and everything. So accepting only as much necessary for your practice of devotional service and rejecting other things, and dealing with the material world as much needed. You go to office, yes, you have to deal with your colleagues, but how much you should get entangled with them, how much you should get involved with them? Only as much needed to get your work done. Not started having gossiping with them, what is going in their life, what they are doing, what kind of interest they have, how many dogs they have, how many cats they have. So our purpose is, you want to associate only as much as needed for your work to be done, but not getting emotionally affected because of their mentality, by their emotions. Association only means when you are getting affected based on their emotions. Right? If they're talking about cricket or whatever the soccer match going on or Super Bowl, okay, and you also started listening to all the conversation and you also thinking, oh, tomorrow Super Bowl match is going to happen, I should watch it. So you are getting affected by their consciousness. So our purpose is, we should not get affected by their consciousness. If at all you want to do something, you want to affect them by your consciousness. Okay, so I have this program which I'm going to attend in the evening, over the weekend. I have my set schedule and I want to invite that person. I should invite him also. Why not give opportunity to him to come and participate in this? And what about our relatives and family members and all? Because coming from Indian background, we have such a vast community, right? And there is something or other keep going on in the family circle, relative circle, somebody's birthday, somebody's anniversary, somebody's wedding, something or other. And you start thinking, अरे मेरे बुआ के लड़के के something marriage is there, something anniversary is there, so I should go there. Not necessarily you have to get entangled, engaged in everything. You may have hundreds of invitations, doesn't mean you have to go attend everything. Even if we have to go, we can just go to say our congratulations, our wishes to them, just be there for a few minutes and come back. Not that you have to spend all 8 hours there if the function is going for 8 hours. So accepting only as much as needed, or associating with the worldly people only as much needed. And also now we have to accept certain things which are part of our spiritual practice. And sometimes we think, hey, this is too much. How can I do that, or how can I use those kind of things in the world? What will people think about me? Like putting tilak on the forehead, wearing kanthimala, putting dhoti kurta. Yeah, those are basic principles. And people feel shy about those. Oh, how can I do that? How can I wear kanthimala? What if my colleagues see my kanthimala? What they are going to think about me? It's only in our culture we have this problem. No, Hindus have such a big problem. They feel so much of inferiority complex following their own culture. You look at other people from other religions, other cultures, they don't feel shy. In office also, they will wearing that cap. Eh? You see some Muslim people, they are wearing that cap. Very confidently they will wear. It's not, they will say this is part of our culture, this is part of our religious practice. Every day afternoon 2 o'clock they will go do their namaz. And in the big MNCs, big offices, there are special separate prayer rooms. In GM also we have a prayer room. Many years back, when I found out, I was going on a walk and I saw on one room it was written prayer room. And I said, wow, there is a prayer room, I should go inside. And I went inside, and what I see, only Muslim people. Okay. And they have their that asan, that carpet thing which they spread to sit on that and do their namaz. So they will come at particular times and they will do their namaz, fold off their asan and put it back and go. And they will be confidently wearing their cap also. And here, not even 1% Hindus, they will utilize those facilities. They feel such a inferiority complex about that. Oh, what if my boss finds out that I'm going 10 minutes spending time there? It will reflect on my progress. It will reflect on my appraisal. What are they going to tell me? And we want to hide this kanthimala. Nobody should see my kanthimala. What will they think about me? Yes, in the office, we are not asking everybody to go in dhoti kurta, but at least for the satsang program, for temple, what is the harm in wearing dhoti kurta? Why we are feeling so shy about that? And this is our culture. If we are not going to practice this culture, how we are going to pass on to your next generations? I will tell you, it's not about to speak about myself as my glories, but I want to give you one instance, one story. See, in my office also, I did not used to mix up much with people, like waste my time in useless gossip and all that. Even at lunchtime, I used to eat my own lunch at my desk, and people will go for walks. Okay, group of 4 or 5 people, they will go on walks during lunchtime. GM has a big campus and such a big um, what do you call, not skywalk, but the track as walking path. Okay, so people will go walk, open, and just do gossiping and all. And I will go walk and do my own little walk. because while walking also either I'm chanting, so I will not like to go with somebody to just waste time. And my boss once told me that I have seen you're by yourself many times, you don't mix up with anybody, that you don't like to spend time with others. And he advised me, it's better you should mix up with others. It's okay to ask somebody how's your dog. He literally told me this. This is how you're going to build rapport with others. Ask about their dogs, ask about their because people keep their pet photos on their desk actually, in office. They think this is my children. Okay, this is my child. One of my colleague in my current team, we were sharing our one pager intro. When somebody new person joins in the team, you share sometime your introduction for them to become familiar with the team. So we were showing our one pager information, and this person shares it information, and his aspirations, his goal was, I want to become a best dog dad. Okay, I want to become best dog dad. And inside sitting there, I'm thinking, yeah, you can become best dog dad, and this is what you are deciding for your future generation, future life. So my boss once told me that you stay by yourself, you don't mix up with anybody, it's going to reflect on your performance, because people will think that you don't want to mix up with anybody, you are not a good team player. I said, okay, I don't mind. It doesn't matter to me. I know what I'm doing. I don't want to waste my time. And when it comes to performance, we'll talk. And from there to now, I know where I am and where other people are. So if at all it's going to affect your performance is going to improve. Okay. Not decrease. Because when you are practicing these principles, it is going to have, you have going to much more clarity of your consciousness. And you will be much more productive. So don't think what others are thinking about you, because there are people who are going to say something or other. लोगों का काम है कहना, they will speak. Do you follow your principle? So the point which we discussed now was accepting only what is necessary, or dealing with the material world only as far as necessary. In the next point, we're going to do maybe 2 more and we'll stop here. We'll just do first 10 today. So the 9th point is observing the fasting days on Ekadashi. Okay, in scriptures, it is mentioned the best fasting, if you want to do any fasting at all, the best fasting is to fast on Ekadashi day. Fasting on Ekadashi is the king of all fast. And if people are observing other fast, Shivratri fast, Navaratri fast, if you want, you can do those. Those are going to give you good karma, piety. But fasting on Ekadashi gives you spiritual benefit. Okay, so that is the difference. Any other fasting days on any other occasions will help you in your piety. Okay, you can get some material gains. But fasting on Ekadashi is giving you spiritual benefit. And if somebody is fasting all other things, somebody is doing 16 Somvar, 16 Shukrawar, somebody is fasting on any other occasion, Shivratri, Navaratri, all that, but they are not observing Ekadashi fast, it is negative marking. Okay, that is the difference. If you observe Ekadashi and you do not observe any other fast, it is still okay. You don't get at least negative marking. But if you are observing all other fast but not Ekadashi fast, you are getting negative marking. Just like in an exam. Okay, on the exam, many of these competitive exams these days have negative marking thing. Right? That okay, if there are 100 questions, 80 questions you answered right and 20 questions you answered wrong. So it's not that you will get 80 marks. So for the 80 right answers, you will get those marks, but for the 20 wrong ones, you will get the negative marks deducted. So same way, if somebody is doing all other fasts but not observing Ekadashi fast, you are getting negative marking. So that's why it is said in scriptures, observing Ekadashi fast is most important. One should observe Ekadashi fast. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed his own mother, Sachi Mata, that my request to you is please observe Ekadashi fast. Don't eat grains on Ekadashi. Why? Because on Ekadashi, if you are not observing Ekadashi, you are eating grains on Ekadashi, we are getting inflicted by sinful tendencies. Papa Purusha is residing in grains on Ekadashi day. Okay, so that's why I said it is negative marking. Because we are going negative in our spiritual life if we are not observing Ekadashi. So you are trying to progress, but you missed Ekadashi, you did not observe Ekadashi, you got negative. Okay, and then number 10, observing sacred, worshipping sacred trees like the banyan tree. Okay, so worshipping sacred tree like banyan tree. Banyan tree, which one is banyan tree? Banyan tree.
What is it?
Vargad. Okay, so Vargad ka ped. So here Vargad ka ped, the banyan tree, it represents Lord Vishnu. So like that, there is another tree, people. The people is also worshipped. What is the reason why people is worshipped? Why they worship people tree? People tree is also considered sacred for the reason because the people tree gives oxygen 24 hours. See, other trees, they give oxygen in the daytime and carbon dioxide in the night time. So that's why they say one should not sleep under a tree, because at night time the trees emit carbon dioxide. But people does not give carbon dioxide. People gives oxygen 24 hours. Same way Tulsi. Okay, so Tulsi plant is also very sacred. So when it says one should worship trees like banyan tree, it's not simply banyan tree. Yes, banyan tree, one name is given. So banyan tree, people tree, Tulsi. So all these sacred trees should be worshipped, and banyan tree represents Lord Vishnu. So one should not try to harm these trees, rather worship them, respect them. In Vrindavan or any holy places, when people go, they visit some holy place, some particular place of any particular Leela of the Lord, and there is some particular tree, and devotees will hug that tree, right? Because there is a significance that one should respect the tree. That tree is part of the Leela of the Lord. Like in Vrindavan, there is Vamsivat. Okay, Vamsivat means where Lord Krishna performed the pastime of stealing the clothes of gopis. He climbed upon that tree. So that tree is worshipable tree because Lord performed his Leela there. The tree from where Lord Krishna jumped into the river to fight with Kaliya, the Kadamba tree. So that's a worshipable tree, right? Because Lord performed his Leela there. So the tree, Bargad, the banyan tree, it represents Lord Vishnu. So the one particular name is mentioned. So one should respect those trees, worship those trees, and one should not harm those trees. One should never try to cut those trees. People use tulsi just because of the medicinal properties, right? They want to pluck the tulsi leaves or break the branches of the tulsi and boil in water so that we can drink that to cure for our cough cold kind of thing. But one should not do that because tulsi is dear to the Lord. One should not try to harm tulsi, physically harm in that way for our health benefit purpose, because tulsi is to be worshipped. We keep tulsi on the altar at the feet of the Lord, and there is a tulsi puja. So one should understand that it's a sacred tree. One should not just think them from the material point of view for some material benefit, for some health benefit, but one should respect those trees and worship those. So these are the 10 points we discussed, the first 10 limbs of bhakti. And we are going to have a quick recap. First one was to accept the shelter of a bona fide spiritual master. Second one, Accepting diksha from the spiritual master. Third,
Obey the orders of the spiritual
to obey the orders of the spiritual master. Fourth,
follow the footsteps of the master.
follow in the footstep of previous acharyas, okay, who have acted, who have engaged, who have performed particular activities, followed particular principle. We should follow in their footstep. Fifth one, inquiring about how I can make spiritual progress. So one should inquire. Okay, this is my situation. This is my family situation. This is my work situation. Please tell me, please guide me how I can make progress. Sixth one,
Being ready to give up.
yes, being ready to give up anything material for the satisfaction of the Supreme Lord. 7, residing in the sacred place such as Dwarika, Vrindavan, Mathura, Jagannath Puri, Ayodhya. So residing in sacred holy places. Number 8, accepting as much as needed for the spiritual progress, and having only as much material association, worldly association, what is really needed. Okay, not just entangling with everything and anything. Number 9,
Observing fasting on Ekadashi.
observing fasting on Ekadashi days. And today is Ekadashi. Okay, today is one of the very special Ekadashi, Sattila Ekadashi. And number 10, worshipping the sacred trees such as banyan tree. So we discussed only first 10 today. There are total 64. Okay, so, and we are having this class on Tuesday and Saturday. So I'm going to continue on this topic in both classes. So please try to join in the Tuesday class also. Tuesday class happens on the Zoom only. It's a Tuesday class is just virtual 1 hour class, 8:30 to 9:30 in the evening. Okay, so we'll stop here and let's see if anybody has any questions, any discussion points. Okay. Yes. Go ahead,
This
Manoj.
is not a question, but how powerful our scriptures are. Like they are saying the 10 point to worship sacred plants. And now people are, a lot of NGOs are working on that to plant these plants.
Right.
They are forcing or they are making it compulsory to implant
Plant more trees.
Pipal ka ped, ya bargat ka ped, all these, because they have that advantages for the environment, for the human being.
Right.
So
not like planting cactus, but better you plant bargat, people.
yeah, even in Gulmore, like there is like in India, Gulmore Lagana is like fashion at a time. But now people realize that these are not helpful things. Now you have to come back to your, scriptures, like to plant people, जो native trees hai,
Right.
especially for Brigata people.
Yes. Thank you. Yes, Rajiko.
Is it the 64 lens is a common across all the sampradayas, or it is a different?
So the main practices in each sampradaya may vary. Okay, we are talking about what Rupa Goswami is telling us in our sampradaya, that one should follow these principles, following in the footstep of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that these are the principles which we should follow. These principles are pretty much common across the sampradayas. Taking shelter of a guru, inquiring from guru, receiving their instruction, all these are common points. Yeah, only details may vary. The principles are same. Okay, anything else?
I wanted to share a presentation.
Yes, Madhu.
Like today you mentioned that when we follow the instruction of the spiritual master, there comes the power empowerment as well. On the same line, I was today morning, I just saw one short from Prabhupada. He was mentioning that when His Holiness Swami Maharaj this year asked all the temple congregation and the brahmacharis to distribute books, double the count, whatever they were distributing till last year. And fortunately, they came as a first rank in book distribution, just to please his God brother, his Gopal Krishna Goswami. And he just said it like that, double the number. And there, the Prabhu was mentioning, see the power of the instruction coming from a guru. It was really not easy for them because all the time Juhu temple was coming the first rank. And this year, just to please Maharaj, all the congregation was empowered. So I was just trying to relate what you said and what I heard in the morning. This was one. And other thing, when you mentioned Antakale Mahameva, today morning's this Bishop Prabhu's class, which was mentioning the same, that how we are attached in this material world. You think that you are this by something or the else, but this is, suppose your husband, the last birth you were the wife, and now your wife, the last birth you were the husband. That's how you landed up here being that. So these were the two incidents I was just.
Thank you for sharing with us. Thank you.
This, by this, what I felt, it makes your faith stronger. See how it's connecting.
Yes. See, one more thing is, yes, we have to take shelter of a guru. We should take diksha from guru. And it is not that, okay, I have to take diksha, now I will go anywhere. Wahan par prasad jaldi bat raha hai, so I will just go there and take diksha there. Okay, it is where we are having that connection, whom we have accepted, even though if we have to wait for that. Okay, some people go, I have seen people changing from here to there, thinking, "Arey, wahan par prasad jaldi bat raha, I can take diksha from there generally, so I want to take diksha, so let me just go there." And balancing material and spiritual, right now our legs are in two boats, right? We are trying to maintain our material thing, and you're trying to get into the spiritual side of the life also. But if you go more and more deeper into the material life also, if you have those attractions, you keep going into those also, what will happen? That two boats are going in opposite direction. Your legs will becoming wider and wider and wider. And what will happen to you? And not just material and spiritual. In spiritual life also, better to take one boat. Don't climb two boats. Okay? That, okay, I want to do this also. I want to have this shelter also. I want to have that shelter also. Having foot in two boats. Because that you are going to hurt yourself. Ultimately, you are going to get more confusions also. Overall principles are same as I said, but different teachers may have difference in details. Okay, how to execute those principles. And if you listen to too many places, too many things, it is going to add confusion. So there are more points going to come. There is one of the limb is not hearing or reading too many books. Okay, that is one principle out of the 64 limbs. We will discuss more detail about that principle, and I will maybe mention a few more things on that particular point. But we should keep our foot on one boat. Okay, anything else? Another? Yes, Raju.
So like we are that we should not publicly harm the policy. Like but for prasad we are offering.
Yeah, so yeah, for prasad, yes, you have to pluck tulsi for prasad. So gently plucking the tulsi leaves. So physically harming means you don't want to do trimming of tulsi. Oh, my tulsi is growing in this direction or that direction. I want to make nice shape. Like people do outside bushes trimming, right? To make them into nice shape and all. So one should not do those kind of things with tulsi. Yes, for offering, we are plucking tulsi, putting into the bhoga and offering to the Lord. And that is the best use of tulsi.
Once I heard that while boiling, the tulsi mahani gets hurt. But already in our practices, we consume tulsi as a whole. That already benefiting us on daily basis.
Right. Because you're putting tulsi in your bhoga, offering to the Lord, and then you are taking that tulsi, right? So you are already getting the medicinal benefits also. There is no need to boil tulsi and drink that kada for your benefit. You're already doing that.
That's why our scriptures are really flawless.
And if you think I have cough cold, I need to take tulsi for medicinal benefit, offer more tulsi in the bhoga, right? And consume that. Actually, I had done that as a treatment. I had suggested that somebody had a very bad allergy, okay, some infection he got. And I suggested that you take tulsi, you pluck tulsi leaves, offer to the Lord, and you consume that tulsi. So that was really helpful. Actually, it was helpful for the infection purpose, for the health purpose also. But not just boiling, making tulsi tea and drinking that. Just offer whole tulsi to the Lord and drink it with hot water. Yes.
That develop the humility is it first we need to develop the first and then follow the links, or
Vidya Tadati Vinaya. Okay, when we follow these principles, when you are taking shelter, you are accepting instructions. During the process, eventually you will get that humility also. It's not that first I have to wait for humility to come, then I will go and accept shelter. Both things go simultaneously, both goes parallelly. Okay. Yes, Praveen, Prabhu, you have something?
probably on your point, offering food to God and to Krishna every time. So to mean all three meals
So whenever we cook,
whenever we go, because sometimes in our mind is actually to like we keep eating whatever like we. And
right,
when it comes to God, we should give always our best to cook pakwan and all nicely you offer.
so
We are really
whatever,
confused
whenever
between-
you cook, if you cook dal roti, offer dal roti. If you cook uh, shahi paneer, offer shahi paneer. So whatever you cook, offer to the Lord first. Either it's opulent bhoga or simple bhoga, doesn't matter. So whatever we cook, if you in the breakfast you add only oats, you made oats and offer the oats to the Lord. Okay. In the lunchtime you made sabji roti, so offer sabji roti. At night you made dal roti, offer dal roti, dal chawal. Basically, whatever we cook, we should offer to the Lord. And whenever you bought anything, you got milk, okay, so your milk bottle, so offer the milk to the Lord. You got fruits, so offer the fruit to the Lord first.
But here many people will have a bottle. Bro. It's
That's
not
fine.
like
At least one time. So at least one time offer to the Lord.
Every day same.
That's
bottle.
fine. That's fine. So every day from the same bottle also you can offer to the Lord, because you're not putting some jhutha back into that bottle. Okay. Okay. So anybody online has any question?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, can you explain like what is exactly meant when you say when you take shelter of a guru versus taking diksha from the guru? The two
So
meanings.
the difference in two is, first you approach a guru and show your desire that I want to take your shelter, I want to start receiving instructions from you, and going forward, ultimately, I want to take diksha from you. So it starts with shelter first, then you start practicing, and then you prepare yourself to take diksha.
Okay.
So that is the difference between the two, taking shelter and then taking diksha.
Okay.
So let's say I take shelter today, and then 1 year later I receive diksha. Okay, so basically I have shown my interest, my seriousness,
Yes.
that I want to take your shelter, I want to start following your instruction, I want to follow instructions to progress in bhakti. with ultimate desire to take Diksha from you. Right? So that's how you approach the Guru. So, but that sincerity has to be there. The goal has to be there. We have to make that goal in our mind, that ultimately that is my goal. I want to take Diksha from the Guru and follow his instructions. Okay, anything else?
Thank you, Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. You had any question, Mataji, or?
No, Prabhupada. Thank you.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Okay, anybody else has any question? If not, we will end it here. Thank you all so much for joining. Shri Rupa Goswami Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.